Hey guys, welcome back. It's been one crazy day and it's definitely been a crazy week. Every week seems crazier than the next one. I feel like I repeat myself. I don't know. Sometimes when I write the Substack letters and I say to myself, we're witnessing history, and I sometimes feel like I'm Groundhog's Day because you can't literally be witnessing history every day, but we are. I mean, the things that we're seeing transpire and at such a pace, it's incredible. And that's why I'm doing everything in my power to be able to bring you and not only the truth and behind the stories, but also to make sure that we save our democracy, because that's all I care about right now. As I told you from day one, I didn't join this platform to make friends or try to build a business. I've joined this platform for one mission and one mission only, is to save our democracy, to, make amends for something that I was a part of that, wasn't so great, to be able to leave something behind for our kids, for our grandkids, because what's happening right now, folks, it's scaring me more and more, especially what happened yesterday for a second, before we go into everything else. The shooting in Minnesota really touched me, hit close to home, not only as a father, and as somebody that has 7 kids, but also uh, uh, the Marjorie Stone shooting that happened in Florida. That was literally a few miles away from my house. Some of my kids had friends that went to Marjorie Stone Green to Stone High School, and it was a tough time to be able, when that happened, to deal with it, with the whole tragedy, and to be able to explain. And then every day, that a new every time we hear a new shooting on TV, to be able to speak with your kids and try to reassure them that it's not going to happen in your school, it's not going to happen to you, everything's going to be okay. And then when you get that dreaded phone call, or when it happens to you, and when you're driving, not knowing if your child's going to be okay. For those of you that read my Substack letter I wrote last night, I just felt that I needed to share that with you guys before I went to sleep. I put that together and let you know that it's a major problem, and to see the way the Republicans and the Trumpers and are coming out there right now, and instead of trying to figure out the solution, because kids is not a partisan issue, folks. It's kids it doesn't matter what color, what race, what Republican, Democrats. It's kids. We all have them. We all probably should all want to defend them. It shouldn't have nothing to do with politics. And some of the things that we're talking about are such common sense, simple things. This is not even debatable. We're not talking about policies. We're not talking about taking away Second Amendment rights. We're not talking about, doing away with all. We're talking about common sense. Put in certain red flag. Put in, better background checks. Put together mental health programs, but stop with the showcases. Stop with the National Guard in Washington, D.C., and, trying to make people, scare them until thinking that, we're now under attack from inside. Just think about what he did for all the past 4 years, making every day, his machine tried to fearmonger and scare us into that we're being taken over by Venezuelan gangs, by we're being invaded by South America, by Mexico. It was all done to fearmonger. It was all done to be able to corner the Democratic leadership, in which he did, because instead of dealing with the situation, and dealing with the problem and attacking it, and dealing with it head on, they would cover up and they would try to blame him for it. And look where it got us. And that's why I'm ringing the alarm bells. And for those of you this week has been a special week where we've had some really powerful interviews that we've been doing, and people joining us on and joining our mission on Lev Remembers here. On Tuesday, if you remember, we had Olivia Troy and we had Miles Taylor on, and we spoke about, these are two other people that are on the list alongside me in his Donald Trump's revenge tour. And they spoke about, and at great danger to themselves, telling you about, some of the things, because they were in the White House while I was on the ground in Ukraine, and you get to hear a perspective of people actually that know what was going on. There were not some pundits that are out there giving you their opinion, not the media personality that want to sell books, but actual people that were in the White House, actual people that were on the ground in Ukraine, actual people that are doing it and giving you the information. And then today, was an incredible day. We had I hope if you guys missed any of these, I put them out. They're on our Substack to make sure you could go back and get them. I just put out for those of you that missed it, our interview with Mary Trump. It was the first time me and Mary got together, and it was an incredible interview. I got to hear also, I think she was a little bit surprised that I, not only how well I knew her uncle, but that I even knew her grandfather, and that I met Fred Trump. And it was amazing to see how never speaking, not knowing, but because we know the man so well, we have the same perspective, we have the same message. And the one thing also that really, really was interesting to hear Mary say, because I've heard it from Michael, I've heard it from others, but hearing it from Mary Trump, who's, I mean, doesn't come, she's a psychologist, has great credentials. Because at some point, I thought to myself, maybe they don't like me because I'm not a college grad. Maybe they don't want to listen to what I have to tell them because I'm not a lawyer, or I'm not, a politician. Maybe that's why they're not speaking and not calling and knocking on our doors. But when I spoke to Mary, I realized they're not calling her either. I mean, that's a problem, folks. That's a major problem, and that's why I want to really, really, speak to our inner community, because this is our core. Our paid subscribers is the core, and what's it called, that makes this all happen, allows me to be able to speak truth to power, to do what I do full time, 24 hours, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, to be able to make sure until we get our democracy back. So I wanted to ring the alarm bell with you guys and say, something's going on. This has to stop, because we saw it happen, and I speak to Mary, and I speak to Michael, and I speak to others that know Trump well, are in the inner circle, and we all have come to the same conclusion that when back in 2024, when they were running, we all tried to give them our information and the knowledge that we had, and we all were shunned. We were shunned by the Biden campaign. We were shunned by the Harris campaign. And now, which should be a no-brainer, we're being shunned by even some of these uh, uh, people that you are trying to become leaders. And I don't want to mention any names. You know who they are. I'm not trying to turn this into, a pissing match and try and put them on spot, because I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt still, that they're going to come around, they're going to make, the phone calls. If not, we will just expose them right here on Love Remembers. I'm not going to hold back. I will show you the receipts. I will show you exactly what's going on. And I know, Kate, write letters, a lot of you here, and I know who you are, and some of them actually, some of you have become part of my team, that we speak and we text and we write the letters, and you're starting to realize that it's strange, because it should be a no-brainer. You just think about it. It should be a no-brainer. Think about it, that all of them would not want to sit down and listen to what I have to say, or what Mary has to say. I mean, who knows this man better? I mean, the fact that if they would just sit down and read my Substack letter. It's funny that Donald Trump and his people follow our Substack, read it, but the Democratic leadership that should be following, reading and listening to what we're telling him, they're somewhere in left in outer space. And it's scary, because I'm telling you, it's scary, because with the Epstein, what did I tell you? Look at that. When was the last time you heard, them mention the Epstein files or anything about it? Hopefully September 3rd, we're waiting to hear, we're going to have the survivors. Hopefully that makes an impact. We get that back in the news. But yeah, I already see the way where it's going, and I already see how he's changing the news cycle. Just think about what's happening in Ukraine. And just think about how, he just like left it out to dry. There, people are getting killed left and right. Bombs are falling over the place. He's nowhere to be found. Yesterday we had two kids killed, a massacre, 17 people injured. Where's that rah rah Donald Trump running around saying, "Oh, I'm going to cure this problem"? He's not curing that problem. Instead, he's trying to make it even easier for people to get assault weapons and to be able to have guns. It's crazy like that. Margie, oh, like, yeah, he is okay. Thank you for asking. Alexander is actually, he's getting some sleep last night. The bombardment was so hard. He didn't sleep all night and all day today. They were running around helping others, families that were. That got hit. Kiev, the central part of Ukraine, got hit really hard. Over four deaths, I think, and or more. I think over 16 deaths, and four of them were children. It's and this is part of the campaign that we're seeing Donald Trump unleash on us. I mean, so folks, if you have any questions, if there's anything you want to talk to me about, I'm here for you. This is your time. I apologize that I haven't been that good with story time with Lev and other and doing these interviews. But as you could see, the news cycle has been so crazy that literally I don't even have time for a second to be able to do anything except for to be able to deliver the behind the scenes so you guys know exactly what's going on. Um, the other thing that I want to put out there for you guys that besides reaching out to the congressmen and the senators and Newsom and Pritzker and all these people, I want us to take maybe a different approach because they're not listening. If they listen, they'll come back. But we need to start targeting the donors. We need to start going after people that are, because there's a lot of money that's going to the Democratic Party. Lots of money, billions of dollars. And there's no accountability where it's being spent or the way it's being spent is proper. The people that they're hiring, the consultants, the things that they're doing. And again, some people say, but what's his name? Newsom's doing everything. Look at him doing it. Guys, I'm not here to beat anybody down. Yes, what Newsom is doing by going out there and trolling Trump, it's a great thing. But you have to understand, in the overall picture, that's not going to win you your election. It's not going to win us our democracy back. It's great headline, and but there's other things that could be done at the same time because that's one of the things that should be done. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? It should be a full out plan and with other things being out. But the biggest thing that they're not doing, the biggest thing that we need to do is take away the news cycle. I keep explaining to them. That's part of the strategy that has to be. We have to, we should be tired as citizens to wake up and listen to Donald Trump and his people come out with these crazy ideas, these crazy announcements. That's all we listen to. When was the last time you heard any Democrat come out, leadership, and give you some kind of message, some kind of plan? They don't, because all day long they're on the defense, because that's part of Donald Trump's plan. And how I know it, because I was part of making that plan. Now, when we were in 2015 and 16, when Mega was born, and when we were sitting there talking about how to flood the market, how to use, even back then, to use, not to spend money on the media, to get media for free, to use by putting out and going out there, because one of the things I remember that was said is no press is bad press. So that's why you go out there, see it. And guys, I see somebody said there, Jasmine Crockett, AOC, Bernie, love Jasmine Crockett. But you have to understand, Jasmine Crockett, AOC, and Bernie is not going to get you your democracy back. And don't be upset with me because I'm telling you the truth. You need somebody. You need somebody fresh. You need somebody that's going to come out there and give a message for all the people. Because right now, most of these, the reason why we can't go far policy wise one way or the other. I tell everybody, listen. It's not right now. It shouldn't be about policy. We should all be put our policies aside for a second and join forces to get our democracy back. When we get our democracy back, then we have a country back where we could start debating policy again, where we could start pushing policy. Because right now, the more you push policy, what happens is it becomes a divided message. Because you have just think about like where the Democrats are. You have Mandani in New York that is destroying the Democratic Party one way or the other, because you have people that are screaming, look, he has a message. Then you have others that are not supporting him. Then you have others saying that he's a communist. You have others saying there's no unification there. Same thing if you take a look at all over the country. There's no unification in the message where it didn't matter if you spoke to one Democrat or another, that they would be all on the same side, like you have on the Republican side. And I call it Republicans because on the mega side. And you need to, people have to stop putting their own priorities, their own, political intentions, their own goals ahead of themselves, and they have to start putting our democracy, our freedoms, our constitution ahead of their own. That's why we need, and the only way they're going to do it is first they need to understand the beast they're dealing with. For the past 8 years, they have the Democrats. The only reason Joe Biden won, the only reason Joe Biden won is because Donald Trump chose the wrong message. He thought that by using Hunter Biden and by trying to use Joe Biden as a corrupt, he used the wrong message. But then he changed. He went back, and they came back, and it was immigration, and he used immigration, and he used the economy, and look where we are today. He lied. They flooded the market with misinformation, disinformation, but they hit where they knew people were worried about. They knew the average voter was worried about immigration. They knew the average voter was worried about the economy. But what did the Democrats do? They did the leadership. They didn't come out and say, yes, acknowledge, yes, we might have a problem with immigration. Yes, the economy by high, and this is how we're going to fix it. We don't need Donald Trump to come fix it. We don't need his authoritarian dictatorship ways of fixing it. We could fix it on our own. Instead, they went in and tried to lie to the American people and say, we have no problem. And they're doing the same thing again right now. And the same thing, and if you read my Substack, I wrote, they're doing the same thing right now. Geraldine, what do I suggest? I suggest that they need to start listening. They need to start listening and understand the people that they're dealing with so they could have the right message. Because right now, their message is to try to basically attack Donald Trump. And it's not working that well. It's not working that well. Instead of coming up with their own message, and instead of coming out with their own policies, instead of coming out with their own solutions, with their own leaders, and saying, this is how I'll give you a perfect example what Donald Trump is doing. And, we here understand that it's a truth because you are warriors. You are people that are following you're spending you know how important it is, and you're here, you're listening, and you understand that this is all a charade and this is all being played. But majority of the country doesn't understand that. Majority of the country is out there trying to make a living and go through it. So what is Donald Trump doing? Just think about the messaging he's doing. Right now, before he sends the National Guard into Chicago, look at the first step. We wrote the plan. The first step is to start brainwashing and putting the Democrats in a corner, have them double down, triple down, and have them start defending not the truth. So, what does Donald Trump say? That there's a crime in Chicago. Folks, it's a fact that Chicago has crime. It's a fact that Chicago has a lot of crime. It's a fact that for years, every time this we talk about, it doesn't matter who the leadership, that we're trying to figure out how to fix the crime in Chicago. So instead of, and again, I'm not trying to say Pritzker is a bad guy. Pritzker is a great guy. But the great guys are not going to win, our democracy back. You need to know what you're doing instead of going out there and challenging him and saying that, oh no, our crime rate is down, our statistics are down, and you're not going to come into our country. Well, I'll tell you, most people don't look at statistics, but most people felt some sort of crime, either personally through their life, or they know somebody that's either got mugged, got hurt, got beaten up. I mean, it's part of life. I mean, so part of the strategy is not to try to blame Trump on everything. Come out with a plan for the people. Take over the news cycle. Don't wait until Donald Trump sends in the National Guard and then you're going to be running around screaming. It's because he's going to take it over. Why don't you come out with a plan and say, you know what, Donald, keep your National Guard because we agree with you. There is crime. This is our solution. This is what we're going to do. Whatever it is, you're put in power to be able to do it for the people. Figure it out. Figure it out. Go out there. Maybe take the National Guard yourself and say, you know what? I'm going to put the National Guard. I'm going to call the National Guard and do it myself, but I'm going to control the situation. Don't let him control the situation. Same thing what's happening with the gerrymandering. Just take a look. In Texas, they've done it already. They've already passed it. They got the 5 seats. California, Newsom, yes, he's trying to fight back. We have the vote coming in November 4th, but in the meantime, what's Trump doing? He's starting to sue them. They're saying he's starting to sue California, so they can't do it. So now he's taking it to the courts, and don't forget, Donald Trump controls majority of the courts. He controls majority of the judges all the way up to the Supreme Court. So that's what I'm saying to you. Be careful. Don't just listen to what the media is saying to, oh, yeah, we're going to gerrymander. Because Donald Trump's team, you got to understand, it's not Donald Trump. And this is what, for those of you that listen to me and Mary today, you'll understand that we keep telling you. It's not Donald Trump. Donald Trump is the face. Donald Trump is the emotions. Donald Trump is the salesman, the salesman, oilman that's out there. It's the people that are behind them. They're pushing it and they have an agenda. And their agenda is to change our rights and bring us back 100 years and stay in power forever. And those are people like Russell Vought. Those are people like Stephen Miller. And now you have people like Susie Wiles that have joined the team that have a very big control over Donald Trump. And you're not just hearing it from me. You heard it today from Mary Trump. You hear it from Michael Cohen. I mean, the only people you do hear it from is people that really know Donald Trump, people that really know his inner circle, people that really have sources that are in tune of what's going on. So why not listen to these people? Why do we have to be number one on Substack, but that's not good enough for them to come out and make a phone call and say, hey, I mean, it's all documented. They know who we are. They know who I am. They know, I mean, we testified in Congress. They know my testimony in Congress. They know they see the Substacks. They have their people. They watch. They see the evidence. So what is stopping him? And my question. I don't know. I don't know, but I'm telling you because each and every one of you, as voters, as American citizens, we need to do something. We need to keep our voice maybe even louder and clearer. We have to be able to put enough pressure to get somebody out there to say enough is enough. Let's take our country back. Let's take our democracy back. Let's put the money in the proper place. Just think about it. They've raised over billions of dollars. The things that we could probably do with like 0.00% of that, with like maybe $10 million, we could probably save our country compared to where, I don't know where they're spending. I don't know where all this money's going. I don't know what ads they're planning on running, who they're listening to, who they're hiring, who these consultants are, what these game plans are. Because trust me, I tell you, I haven't seen that one winning game plan yet. The only thing I've been looking at is, more wins for Trump and their base, and just once in a while a headline here or there on our side, and that's scary. And that's why I want to say to you that's really scary, and that's why we need to somehow stop that. Hey guys, I speak to Rachel all the time. Rachel's only one person, and Rachel doesn't have that same. MSNBC is not that same thing. Even Rachel, if you listen to her, she comes out and talks about MSNBC. The whole media market changed. I'm telling you guys. It's crazy to think about the world we live in right now, that to get information out, that they have a real major control. Trump and his mega cult have a major control over the media. Literally, the only line of defense right now is that I see that we still have, that we're able to use, and but it's very literally very small compared to what's out there. Is Substack. And that's why we scream and yell, subscribe and do it. But, realistically, we need to, as a community, as a movement, as a team, really step up. We really, yes. Me and Adam Kinzinger did a live. We're actually putting together another one. Me and Adam are going to do it. We have a lot of people that are going to do it. Yes, there are good people. I like Chris Hayes, Rachel. Yeah, they're true. But they lost all their credibility because of the network. Take a look at the ratings. Take a look at how many people. I mean, most people watch independent journalists, thank God, than they watch any of these shows, any of these MSNBCs, because they try to control narratives and chase, unfortunately, ratings. Hey, Pegs. So guys, for those of you that are joining, I know Pegs, you joined late. For those of you joining late, definitely, I'm gonna put this out there and send it out to you guys. Take a look. Let's spend the next maybe 5 minutes before we go. I have to go football practice today. So the my kids I got both of them. They're playing. Not my wife won't let them play tackle, so they're playing. Oh, Anthony Scaramucci. Scaramucci is a friend of mine. I mean, I'll get him on, and you'll see. I mean, that's the whole thing. You guys have to understand. It's we're getting them on. It's not about getting him on here on Substack and doing a message. Actually, Thomas Massey canceled. Thomas Massey canceled. We were supposed to have him on. We're still trying to hear back to why he canceled. Maybe because he's feeling pressure from what's it called, Trump. But I see you saying Thomas Hartman is going on MSNBC. That's great. I'm actually going to be doing a show with Hartman. They reached out to me in a little bit. Listen, guys, all I could tell you is this: that if we somehow don't, let me see, give you Mary Trump, how we communicate to the mega people, since they're so brainwashed. Laura, I could tell you better than Mary probably when it comes to the Mega, because I was part of that leader, one of the leaders of Mega. You're not going to be able to speak to them right now, and we don't need to speak with them right now, because Mega is a small part of the electoral cycle. We need to go after reality. We don't need to chase that 1% of Mega that will probably no matter what we do, will never come across, because they're brainwashed, just like you said. What we need to go after, which is there's a plenty of people out there that right now are discouraged with Trump and his policies, with his tariffs, with his immigration policies, with his, putting exactly, so independence. And not only independence, there's plenty of Republicans. And here's the trick I'm going to tell you, because a lot of people say to me, hey, Lev, there's no way you're going to be convince them to vote for a Democrat. And I say to them, I'm not trying to convince them to vote for a Democrat. But if I could convince them not to vote for Donald Trump, just think about it. If I could convince them not to vote for Donald Trump or Donald Trump candidate, we've won. Because the elections are so thin right now to begin with, that if they don't vote, or they vote for some third party, that's a vote that doesn't go. Because the Democrats have their votes, guys. Those echo chambers that you see, that like I keep telling you, that if tomorrow Prisker comes out there, or AOC comes out there, or what's his name, Newsom comes out there, and they do their rallies or speeches, they're gonna raise, they're gonna be thousands of people there. The media is gonna show it. It's gonna look like they're running for president, but that's an echo chamber. These are people that are going to go vote for any Democrat. Doesn't matter who you put in the Democrat Party, because they're going to go vote Democrat, and that's good. We have that base. That's the base. That's why it's called your base. But now you need to go out beyond your base. You need to go out now to be able to win the elections. And I'm not just talking about 2028, folks. I'm talking about 2026. Because the other thing, what we're going to do is instead of going out to some of these governors and some of these Democratic leaders, what we need and what you could help me out is also somebody wants to put together a list of the races, and this is a good idea, guys. Let's put if somebody could take charge of this, put together a list of the races that are in 2026, where it's going to be tight, where we could pick up some seats, where we could go, and maybe let's concentrate on getting in touch with the Democrats running in these elections, and let's go out and help them because I think because that's the most important thing. Excuse me. That's the most important thing right now is to be able to win 2026. Julie Mega will not follow Vance. No, that's why, if the only way Vance stays there is if something happens to Trump while he's in, while Vance, and then Vance takes over health wise or otherwise. But Mega doesn't like Vance, just so you understand. Do I plan on going out and speaking? Absolutely. That's the whole lucky. That's what we're part of the conversation is. We're trying to put together the platform to go out and speak because right now I speak on a Substack, but to go out there, to go on tour, to be able to do it, it all costs money. Yeah, security, transfer, booking these events, having people actually do the stuff. Book. I mean, I can't do it as a one-man show. I mean, I would love to, but I can't. And I'm being honest. That's why what I'm trying to put together is some sort of, a team or some sort of funding by the right people to put together the team to be able to. Because all I want to do is go out there and speak 24 hours a day. I don't want to waste. My time should not be wasted on the clerical work or timing. I should be told, "Hey, Lev, show up here at 2 o'clock and then go speak truth to power. Show up here at 1 o'clock, speak truth to power." And that's what I should be doing. I should be going out there and trying to bring more people in, bring more people in, get more votes in, and there should be other people doing it because when otherwise it doesn't work, and that's one of the things that I'm trying. All of these are great, Lincoln Project, but they all do their own thing. That's one of the things that me and Michael were talking about earlier. Is as amazing as Lincoln Project is, if we were to get Lincoln Project and Midas and all of us to do a collaboration together, think about how powerful we would be then. And my son Aaron and all of us. You know what I'm saying to you? That's why, as great as some of these things are, because we're all separate, that's why Trump is able to overtake the message constantly. That's what I'm trying to say, that we need a unified message. We need to be able to join together. We need to put policies aside. That's why even I say, some people say to me, "Hey, why are you going on this show? This person is against Jews, or why are you going on this show? This person is against Palestine." I want to tell everybody, I go on every show that gives me a platform because I speak truth to power. I'm not there to talk about policies. Do I have an opinion? Absolutely. I have my opinion on all of these subjects, but I'm not here to talk about my opinion because if I do, that will enable the other side and the haters to go after me. That's why I refrain from going into opinions, and that's why I only talk about facts. I talk about things that I have receipts for, things that shouldn't be a partisan issue, shouldn't be, one side or the other. The things that I talk about should be, everybody should agree and that we all should be on the same side. Because what all I'm saying is, let's save our democracy. Let's bring back our humanity. Let's save the world from tyrants and authoritarian and from dictators. It's a simple message. So that's why I say leave the policy out the door for now. When we get back our democracy, we could talk about policy all day long because, folks, if you keep talking about policy, you're never going to save your democracy because, right, that's why the Democrats are each other's throats because some people want to go more left, some people want to go more progressive, some people want to go more right, some people want to go in the middle. That all has to stop. Everybody has to get together and say the one thing we all could agree upon is that we need to stop Donald Trump. And when we stop Donald Trump, then we could go back to debating our policies and trying to move our country in a better place progressively. So, folks, I want to thank each and every one of you personally for because you are my backbone for all of your being a paid subscriber. I hope I'm not letting you down. I hope that you're appreciate what I'm doing it because I appreciate you being there for me and supporting my work. And for those of you, I know a lot of you keep asking me what's another way. I put it in my, and a lot of you, thank you so much. For those of you that contribute, I can't even explain to you how it helps for me to continue and to do this literally all day, 24 hours. Because remember, I'm also running a big family. So with your support, your help, I'm able to do this, be able to be a father to my kids, a husband to my wife, and also at the same time be there for you 24 hours a day and be able to be on call to break down the news and save our democracy. So I want to thank each and every one. For those of you that want to contribute, it's I'm so bad at this. Venmo is at Lev-Parnas. PayPal is at Lev Parnas. And then Zelle is the real Lev Parnas at gmail.com. So though any of those sites, any donation, any contribution helps a lot. And I recommend not only because it helps with the cause, but I recommend to each and every one of you to pick up a copy if you haven't yet of Shadow Diplomacy. I promise you, you will thank me because it'll give you the background of exactly of all the same players. You see what's going on. It'll open up your eyes, and you'll see they did it in 2019. They're doing the same thing. They just changed some names around, and it's an important playbook. And we're going to get back to story time with Lev, because one of the things that actually that we don't have time to go into now, but is I know I don't know if you know that he has sent over some warships over to Venezuela. It's a very interesting part, which we'll talk about Venezuela, because if you don't know yet, but I was involved as part of Trump's team speaking to Nicolas Maduro back in 2019 in his first administration, negotiating a soft landing. And I know all those players, Rick Grinnell, some of the billionaires and oligarchs that are involved in the negotiations. So we're going to get to that, and I'm going to explain and give you a breakdown, all of that. But it all has to do with money, power, corruption. It's not about helping people out in any way. It's the same routine. So, folks, thank you for each and every one of you for all your help. Oh, before I go, one more thing, very important. The other thing that how we could grow our community and help out, I found out. So the way Substack works is we send out emails because I'm not great in this technology stuff. So the way we could also is if we have email lists. And this is another thing, I don't know how this works, but a lot of these campaigns and a lot of these, they have a donor list, email list. If we could get email lists where I could then load up to my Substack and spread my Substack letters and my notifications to more people. Hey, Kat, you're never late, and you make sure to rewatch it, and we'll bring you up to speed. You're always with us. I know it's been a crazy day, and I apologize I gave you such short notice. But getting back to the email list, if you guys, anybody has any ideas or how we could get or more email lists, so then I could download it on my Substack and it will give us a bigger. That's another way we could grow this quickly and get the news and get the word out much faster. It's a much faster way than bringing 2, 3, 4 people, because some of you there might have email lists of your own from your businesses. It's just a list where I could send my emails out and my message out to the more the merrier. So keep that in mind. Think about that. The two things that is any donors that might be interested to fund or to help out to start this road trip into red areas to be able to start switching voters. And the other very important thing is email lists, besides bringing people on. So, any ideas, DM me, let me know. That is a great way to be able to expand our platform. I found out just recently, I didn't know. So, somebody told me, hey, that's how some of these bigger platforms, like you see, like the Jim Acosta and all of them, is because they had email lists like from CNN and from other places that when they go and they're able to send it out there. My son actually, he got it naturally. He didn't have an email list. He had a big following on TikTok. So when he came over, everybody followed him on TikTok. So everybody does it in a different way. But I'm just saying, I heard that it's one of the ways is email list. So I'm just putting it out there. Any of you know, that would be a great help also to get out. Anything helps. So with that said, thank you guys. Love you for all your support. Keep doing what you're doing. I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing. I have a couple of Substack letters I'm gonna put out later today to bring this all into what's going on, because obviously there's a lot of things we didn't even touch on, from him firing the CDC there, for him trying to fire the Fed, what's it called, CEO. A lot happening. So anyway, I hope you have a great day. Stay safe, and most important thing, hug your children. Tell your loved ones that you love them. Make sure that take a little time out for yourself also, and make sure to remember one thing: at Love Remembers, we will always speak truth to power, and I will always be here and speaking with your support. So God bless each and every one of you. And from my cousin and my family, Alexander, he's not here with us right now because he is getting some rest after a tremendous bombardment. But tomorrow we're going to go live, and he'll tell you himself. He also wants to tell you thank you so much. A lot of people are starting to receive the packages that were sent out, the care packages, the aids. Uh, Susan, I'm working at Katie Johnson. I don't have a direct link to her. She reached out through an intermediary, and now that line has been a little bit dry. I've also spoken to Congressman Ro Khanna's people, and I'm waiting to hear back from them to see maybe I might go out to Washington, D.C. on September 3rd. I offered them and told them that we could put together, I think we should put together a unified message that day. I think it should be, the interview or the press conference that they hold should be not only platformed on the media, or if they have it, but we should also do it here. Like my son should be on it, this guy should do it. We should all stream it, platform it, and whoever could be there, give them the voice, because September 3rd should be the victim's voice, and we should be so loud that we overtake all of the lies, all of the things that are coming out from Trump, and from the way they're trying to rewrite the Epstein files. And last but not least, I want to end off with all of us, please say a prayer for all the victims in Minnesota, for all the people that are right now, all the kids that are in, recovering, that they recover, for the families, the psychological toll for you, all those kids that just witnessed and were a part of it. From somebody that I could tell you personally that's lived through it with my own daughter, it's tough. It's a tough situation, and it's tough thing that we're living through. So please say your prayers, and that we never have another shooting in in our schools again, because to hear the statistics and to know that more kids get killed in school than any other place is a very in the United States of America is very sad and very sick. And that's one statistic we should not be leading at. So anyway, folks, have a good night. Slavo Ukraini. God bless you guys. Thank you all for all your support, all your help. Again, can't say enough of it. And I apologize if I haven't been able to do the, live, the paid lives and the story time live, but we're gonna get back to it. I promise you. And I have some surprises for you. We're gonna have Aaron back on. We're gonna have Hunter Biden coming on. We're gonna have. I'm working on getting some of you and some of these Republicans to come on here and try to make their case. But I'm gonna keep growing. I'm gonna keep talking, and as long as you're here with me, as long as you support me, I promise you, I'm gonna keep fighting until we get our democracy back. So anyway, God bless you. God bless America and Slava Ukraini. Thank you guys for everything.